Good morning, students. So welcome back to my channel, and now this is our fourth lesson. I will be continuing with you all about microorganism. So before going further, let's recall what we have studied before this lecture. Okay, let's recall what we have studied. We studied about microorganism. Okay, how a microorganism is making the soil fertile. For that also we knew about something called as rhizobium bacterium. We saw the root nodules in the plants of pulses and cereals, okay, like pea plant. Okay, after that we talked about which thing? We talked about the environment, how the environment is getting cleaned up by this process, nitrogen fixation. And then we talked about this microorganism can also be very harmful, and when they become harmful we call it as pathogens. Okay, this all was the thing I taught you in the last class. If you missed that class, you have to go watch that video again and then come back to this video. And now we will be continuing this class further. I will be showing you some pictures first. See, in the first picture, let me denote it. Are you able to see? These are breads, veggies are after this, vegetables. So there is something we can see in this bread. Are you able to see with me? This is housefly, and we know they, wherever these houseflies are there, they contaminate the foods by applying some dirty things into that foods. Okay, like if the foods are kept open, this housefly will come from, we don't know from where the houseflies are coming, from the dirty place or where. So some, I told you already, this they attach some microorganism inside, in not inside, in the surface of their legs. Okay, and when they sit on this food, they contaminate the food. And the second one, now see this. Now this person just spitted the water. Okay, or by sneezing also he released water through this water. This is going to the another person. Okay, so by these things, by eating different foods, and by this thing, the person intentionally or unintentionally did this thing, so this can cause some disease, okay, to the other person. Okay, and these diseases are known as communicable diseases. Let's see what is communicable diseases. So pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact. See, direct contact with an infected person or carried by an animal. Okay, and the second point is microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, and food or physical contact are called as communicable diseases. So everyone is clear till here? The example of such diseases include cholera, common cold, chickenpox, tuberculosis. And in this also we see this common cold. If a person in the family have this common cold, it will be transferred to the other persons of that family, okay, very fastly. Okay, everyone in the house person will get common cold. When a person suffering from common cold sneeze, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. Okay, and the virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing and cause infection. So this sneezing, okay, that's why we are said to be keeping hanky, or we should do like this before sneezing. We should not sneeze on other persons. Okay, students, this is good habit also. Now, there is a question for you all. How do you prevent the spread of communicable diseases? You have to write down this in the comment section, Until then we can prevent the spread of communication diseases by, see, just now I told you, it can be through which things? It can be through air, water and food or physical contact. So we should avoid this physical contact. Okay, the first part, we should not sneeze on anyone. Okay, if there is cut in the hand or leg, the blood contact should not be there. And see, now the air part, in the sneezing also we saw the disease was going through that sneezing from that mouth. Okay, and water, when we drink something, okay, it should not be contaminated, and when we eat something it should not be contaminated. Okay, or this will, the disease will communicate to you. So this is how we can prevent the spread of communicable diseases, and we can aware more and more persons around us to prevent the spread of communicable diseases to the persons nearby them. Now there are few fill in the blanks and a question. So microbial diseases that can spread from infected person to a healthy person through, just now I read that, air, water, food or direct contact are called communicable diseases. Okay, now you have to give few example of communicable diseases. Everyone fastly write down this in the comment box. You have to give few example of communicable diseases. Now let's go further. Till then you can write, pause and write in the comment box. So I've showed you this photo before also. So in this is the street stall, and this street stall is containing lots of houseflies, and we know houseflies can take microorganism from one place to another, and it can transmit some kind of diseases. Okay, and this harmful microorganism can also be called as pathogens, which is making us ill. Okay, and there was a video, the link will be in description. In that also it is shown that you should not eat street foods. So everyone tell me that in the comment box that have your parents ever stopped you to eat the street foods? And yes, then why? Have you asked the reason and what they told you? Generally my parents told me that we should not eat the street foods because they contain some harmful bacteria, viruses, because of this open environment, and we can get diseases also, and we may fall ill also. Okay, that's why we should not eat or drink from the street stalls. Okay students, and the video was also about same, and in the video we saw that the pathogens stick to the flies, and then those flies sit on our food and we get affected from the diseases. Okay students, now this all thing comes under which you can see the housefly over here. Okay, and this is carrying this pathogen, so this is, we can call it as carrier. Okay, what we can call it as, we can say it carrier of diseases. Okay students, so what is carrier of diseases? There are some insects and animals which act as carrier of diseases causing microbes. And let's see, the flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Okay, and pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit or uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to fall, yes students, sick. Now, so it is advisable to always keep food covered and avoid consuming uncovered food items. Okay, now see the carriers. This is female Anopheles mosquito carrier, the parasite of malaria. And what is the carrier? What does it carry? it carries Plasmodium, and this is female Aedes mosquito, act as carrier of virus. Okay, till now everyone is clear. These are the carriers of diseases. So how can we control the spread of malaria or dengue? So we can use some insecticides, okay, to kill this insects, and we can use this nets while sleeping in the open areas, and we can apply, there are many things like odomos we can apply. We should take precautions for the, we should not be able to that do the things like playing. When we go outside in the evening for play, we should wear the full pants and full shirts, because where the because it is because due to we have to cover all the surface of our body to save from the mosquito bite, because if they bite us, the this disease carried by them will be transferred to us and we will fall sick. Okay students, and you also have to write your answer in the comment section of this question. Now the questions are on your screen. The first question: the most common carrier of communicable disease is, the common we can say it as housefly. And the second question is, carrier of malaria causing protozoan is female Anopheles mosquito. Okay students, everyone got this? Now let's go for something else. Now you all have to tell common diseases that either they have, you all have been seen or affected with that, or your any member, family member is affected by that. Okay, and you, most of the diseases are like they can be affected by cold, typhoid, cholera and chickenpox. Yes, are you all going with me? You can tell this in the comment section. Let's now go with a video which is in the description. You have to watch that video, okay, and tell me what you have observed. And in that video, let me tell you what you will be observing. You will be observing about tuberculosis, chickenpox, measles, that are some type of diseases that are transmitted through air in human beings. Okay, and this is known as what? This is known as disease causing microorganism in human beings. Okay, in this video you will be learning about this. So after this, let's see the human diseases, few human diseases, and the cause of the microorganism, which microorganism is used in this, and mode of transmission. Okay, mode of transmission and how we can prevent it. So first one is tuberculosis. It is done by bacteria and the mode of transfer is air. We can prevent, let's, these are all. Okay, let's see first measles. Also measles is done by virus, it is also air. Chickenpox is done with virus, it is air plus contact also, it can be by contact also. And polio also same, air and water. Okay, here we can get it from air or water. And this all four preventive measure is keep the patient in complete isolation, keep the person belonging of the patient away from those of the others, vaccination to be given at suitable age. Okay, to save them from this all four diseases. Then comes the cholera. It is done by bacteria and the mode of transfer is food and water. Okay, and typhoid is also done by bacteria and the mode is water. And the prevention of this both are maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. Okay, consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. And vaccination also is must. And then one more comes a hepatitis A. This is done by virus and the mode of transmission is water. So in this, when you will be suffering from this, you have to prevent by drinking boiled drinking water, and you have to take vaccination also. And human disease malaria. Okay, this is done by protozoa and the transfer mode of transfer is mosquito. Okay students, now there is a question for you all. What are the basic, let's see, what are the basic preventive measures that should be taken so that a person does not get affected by these communicable diseases? Okay, all these things you have to tell me in the comment box. Okay, and for this, now there is a question for you all. Disease caused through the air as mode of transmission is through air. What can be done? This is tuberculosis. Okay students, now let's summarize what we have studied till now. In the first, we talked about communicable diseases. Then we saw that action of carrier in the transmission of diseases. We saw that anopheles, okay, mosquitoes, which were transferring us different kinds of diseases. And in last, we talked about disease causing microorganisms in human beings through that anopheles only. Okay, now by this we will be ending our class. Let me give you some homework before that. So the first question is, you have to make a list of measures which will help to avoid the spread of malaria and dengue. Okay, you have to list different measures. How can you prevent this malaria and dengue? And the second question is, you have to classify all the diseases you have been affected with and till now in the airborne, waterborne and foodborne. Okay, means the air diseases you have happened from the air, from the water and the from food. Okay, and there is an activity for you all. You have to ask your parents and make a list of all the disease against which you have been vaccinated. Then you have to find positive microorganism of each, okay, of each of the disease and praise paste, means you have to paste the picture in your copy and show me. Okay, send the ppt file to me. Okay students, for now we will be ending our class. We will meet in the next class, okay, with an interesting topic. So thank you class.